Mahogany Girl is around the stables in this atmosphere is a really quiet, docile, beautiful mare. She's easy to work with and has been easy to work with right from the get-go. We then get to the races and things change very quickly. She then starts to freeze sweat. We then end up in the wash bay trying to cool her down, wash her, relax her again. It's a task to keep her relaxed at the races with the help of my wife Lisa. We then have to use the clerk of the course, Murray Parks at Hawkesbury, has been a great hand, our secret weapon really, to get around to the barriers in one piece.
But they're set for the Polytrack Provincial Midway Championship qualifier. Mahogany Girl turns in front, well timed, placed under pressure to chase the leader.
Yeah, well timed, is an accomplished horse, having won a couple in town and trained by a very good trainer.
Mahogany Girl joined by well timed.
And when he ranged up at the 200, 250 metre mark, we looked like we had a real struggle on our hands. And certainly second was there to be had if well timed had got past us. But no sooner than we thought that, she pinned her ears back, Chad Lever said, and said, "Not today, mate."
Mahogany Girl joined by well timed Mahogany Girl in a slogging finish. Mahogany Girl's brave Mahogany Girl.
When Kerry's horse got to me, I was thinking, just run second. But to her credit, she stuck her head out and her nose down and her ears back and fought to the line and got the result.
It's a very tough for a stable like Darryll.
Yeah, absolutely. He's only got 2 in work. So any winner, any result's a good result, but this one's a little bit better.
2 in work and one of them is going to be racing in $1 million race in a few weeks' time.
Yeah, it's unbelievable, isn't it?
She always had good ability. That was identified very early on by the trainer Peter Morgan and the owners, but unfortunately went amiss after one run, which she should have won, and it was never to race again as the vets gave that gloomy outlook to Scott and Kathy Robertson, the owners, and so they decided to dispatch her to the breeding barn and put her in foal to Peltzer, and she now has a yearling colt down in Wagga. In Scott's business, he's a large breeder of harness racing horses and now also thoroughbred horses, and the vets are there all the time doing things, and I guess they walked past it one day and said, "Let's scan it," and it was decided at that point that the vet said, "Look, there's no reason why this horse can't go back into work." And that's what Scott and Kathy did, and I got the call. In 1986, I went to the police academy at Goulburn and stayed there for 13 weeks back in those days. And after that, I was assigned to the Macquarie Fields Police Station in the Campbelltown area, where I worked for a good 7 or 8, 9 years there, in various stations around the area, Campbelltown, Camden, Liverpool, and then ultimately moved to the Southern Highlands, to Darryll, and then actually to Bundanoon, where I was a single-man police station.
All of this time you were a hobby trainer of pacers and then eventually a full-time trainer of pacers, and then got interested in the racehorses as well, the thoroughbreds. That was all over a period of many years?
That's right, and it first started back in over 45 years ago when I went into some stables at Menangle Park with Stan Bond, and then ultimately I learnt everything I know really from Jim Caffin Jr, who became a great friend, and he unfortunately died last year in his 80s. And then later in my career I was so fascinated with thoroughbreds that I, in 2017, went to Victory Lodge at Warwick Farm and learn as much as I could in 5 months off Clary Connors, a Hall of Fame trainer.
And you're friends with Luke McCarthy, and that's where we are here today, because your gallopers are stabled here where he has plenty of great paces, including Don Hugo, the recent Inter-Dominion and Miracle Mile winner.
That's correct. He's a champion horse, and Luke and Belinda were very kind to let me stable my thoroughbreds here after selling our property 7 years ago. And I first met Luke through harness racing, and he only had 3 drives for me for 2 wins and a third. And when I rung him up to ask to need some stabling, Luke said, yeah, bring him up here. It was great. As a trainer, this place has everything, from the walkers, the treadmills, the water walker, swimming facilities, beautiful big paddocks and yards. It really is horse heaven. And Luke, and it's a real credit to Luke and Belinda to set such a beautiful place up over a number of years. And I couldn't be happier being here at Cobbitty Park Equine.